Unconfirmed reports now say the Islamic State insurgency group in Egypt has claimed responsibility for downing the Russian airliner that crashed in the Sinai Peninsula this morning. The Russian transport minister has, however, dismissed Islamic State group's claims as false, and as confirmation came that all 224 people on board died. Two international airlines, that is Lufthansa and Air France, announced this evening that they're now avoiding flying over Sinai. Take a look.
The Airbus A321 operated by Metrojet had just left the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh, bound for the Russian city of St. Petersburg. It lost contact with air traffic control 23 minutes later. According to the Egyptian Aviation Ministry, there were 214 Russian passengers, 2 Ukrainians and 1 Belarusian, and 7 crew on board. These included 138 women, 63 men and 17 children. The plane's wreckage was found in the Hassana area and bodies removed along with the plane's black box. Egyptian security and medical officials said the bodies of the passengers and debris were spread out over an area of 5 square kilometers. Russian President Vladimir Putin declared Sunday a day of mourning. Putin also ordered an official investigation into the crash and dispatched rescue teams to the crash site. All of Russia's Premier League matches Saturday were also directed to begin with a minute silence in memory of the dead. The Islamic State group in Egypt says it downed the Russian plane. The crash site is in an area where Egyptian government is fighting an insurgency led by a local Islamic State affiliate. But Egyptian security sources said there was no indication that the plane had been shot down or blown up. Russian Transport Minister Maxim Sokolov says the militant group's claim cannot be considered true since the plane was flying above the missile range and could not have been downed by the militant group. Metrojet says the pilot of the ill-fated plane had 12,000 flying hours, and the airline bosses believe human error cannot be the cause of the crash. At St. Petersburg, relatives and friends gathered following news of the crash. DNA samples of the victims will be compared with those taken from relatives of the deceased to identify remains. Russia's investigative committee, the country's top investigative body, is checking fuel samples taken from the plane during its last refueling stop in the Russian city of Samara and questioning those who were involved in preparing the aircraft and its crew. By Saturday evening, Lufthansa and Air France had made the decision to avoid flying over Sinai. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.